Guess who's back? Mark Waid returns to DC in December. The Kingdom Come co-creator, and may or may not be some rumors about him stealing the whole Kingdom Come storyline from another book. You can read into that wherever you wish, but that's what he's the most famous for. Mark Waid returns for Dark Knight's death metal, and they're moving Bendis off of Superman as well. So guess who has a possibility, man? Mark Waid. The same Mark Waid who bullied a small independent publisher into not carrying Jawbreakers because he had a personal beef with your boy Zach. The same Mark Waid who's in a lawsuit over that right now. And DC was like, oh, we could use this guy. Hidden in the credits among DC's just released December current year solicitations is a bit of news marking the return of long absent creator to the DC universe, with writer Mark Waid contributing a story to DC's Dark Knight's Death Metal, the last stories of the DC Universe anthology one-shot. And you know this is just the beginning. He'll be on more. Waid last worked for DC, which DC, by the way, if you don't know, it's short for Dick Cheese, as people in the chat were pointing out earlier. In current year -12, prior to the onset of the New 52 in current year -9. Following his departure from Dick Cheese, Waid worked in a staff role at several publishers, from a stint as Boom's editor-in-chief and now current publisher of Humanoids. How well has that been doing? Oh, not at all. Yeah, he did that book Ignited with like Kwanzaa and them. Remember when I first launched Blade Devil, that was my goal, was if we could actually get more backers than Ignited gets orders, that would be spectacular. Yeah, since his departure from Dick Cheese in current year -12, Waid has worked extensively at Marvel, even signing an exclusive deal with the publisher for a time. He's currently writing Fantastic Four Antithesis, which is drawn by Neil Adams. Though it's unclear if Waid's return at Dick Cheese is a one-off or a start of a rekindled long-term working relationship with the publisher, it's worth noting that current year +1 marks the 25th anniversary of the start of Kingdom Come, Waid's seminal Dick Cheese story with artist Alex Ross, which depicted a bleak but ultimately hopeful future for the heroes of the Dick Cheese universe, and which has consistently been considered among DC's best stories ever. Okay, I'm not going to get ahead of myself. I almost jumped into what we're going to be talking about in the next article here, but I'll save that. This is a two-parter. Kingdom Come has been reprised and referenced in Dick Cheese universe several times, including a current year -10 story in Jeff Johns' JSA marketing the story's 15th anniversary alongside Ross. Given Ross has been celebrating the 25th anniversary of his story Marvels, and writer Kurt Busiek with a similar landmark tale at Marvel Comics for the last year, could he and Waid do something similar at Dick Cheese for Kingdom Come? It's possible, man. So Waid was also part of several group Superman pitches, including a late 90s pitch alongside Grant Morrison, Mark Millar, and Tom Peyer, and eventually resulting in Superman Birthright, Waid's retelling of Superman's origin alongside artist Leinil Yu. With longtime writer Brian Michael Bendis departing from Action Comics and Superman ongoing series in December, yeah, he turned Superman into Soy Man. It's ridiculous. There could be room for Waid to take the crack at the Man of Steel's adventures once and for all. Waid said at WonderCon in current year -3 that his dream project was Shazam, saying that's one of my sites. Oh, that one is in my sights. And then he went and tried to cancel somebody. Ended up actually making him a bunch of money. With the current Shazam title scheduled to end in September, could Waid's arrival open the door to a new series there as well? Time will possibly tell. Now we're ready to jump into the second article here. I understand a little bit. I understand why they would maybe bring Mark Waid back, because while he hasn't done anything of value in over a decade, he used to have skill. He used to be a talented writer. And maybe they're betting that he will find his talent again. Maybe that's what's going on. But this next person, there's no excuse. There's absolutely no excuse to bring this person back. Because also on the Dick Cheese slate, Jonah Hex would be proud. Jenny Hex spinning off into her own one-shot from Mags Visaggio and Milkinov. The art doesn't look too bad, mind you, but Mags Visaggio is a name you should know all too well if you're in Comicsgate, and Only if you're in Comicsgate or if you've been paying attention to that. Because no one else knows this name. You know why? Because this is someone who's never once had a success. This person, everything they do is a failure. She even holds the record for like the lowest performing, fastest canceled sci-fi original show. Not a single success ever, yet still keeps finding work, while actually talented writers are being gatekept out of the industry. So once again, Mark Waid, I can somewhat understand giving him work because he did used to be good. They're betting that he might do something good again. But what has Max Visaggio ever done that was worth anything? It's okay. I'll keep waiting as long as it takes. No, I won't, because we'll be here till the heat death of the universe. The great-great-granddaughter of Jonah Hex, Ginny, gets going with a solo story taking her back to the Old West. Young Justice's Ginny Hex is breaking out into her own 48-page one-shot this December with writer Magdalene Visaggio and artist Gleb Melkinov, as announced in the publisher's just-released December current year solicitations. Ginny Hex Special Number 1. A one-shot number 1. Maybe they're planning for more. Who knows? We'll take the recently debuted DC character back in time to the American Old West, the stomping grounds of her great-great-grandfather and namesake Jonah Hex. Ginny Hex stars in her first solo adventure, and she's rearing and ready to go. Bursting out of the pages of Young Justice, this fan-favorite gal is heading back home to take care of some unfinished business, reads DC solicitation for the one-shot. This is what you do with a fan-favorite character, isn't it? You put her in the hands of someone who's never once had a success, ever. This would be like if Disney cast Ahsoka and just gave Brie Larson the role. If they cast Brie Larson as Ahsoka, it's like, hey, look, here's a character everyone likes. Let's get some actress that is always adversarial with the fans and no one likes to play her. That'll show those misogyn nerds. Hoping to take some time off from multiverse conflict, Ginny reconnects with some old friends and family. But that all goes out the window when a new foe called Three-Eyed Jack transports her town back to the Old West. Not one-eyed anymore, three-eyed. All right. Now it's up to Ginny to face off with this superpowered gunslinger and save her town. But Ginny's about to learn that some threats are closer to her heart than expected. Uh-oh. Yeah, Ginny Hex's co-creator Nick Darrington is drawing both the primary cover and the variant for this one-shot. Maybe that's why the art actually didn't look too bad. Now I'm kind of worried to see what the interiors are going to look like, though. I mean, because honestly, if the whole book looked like this, art-wise, this actually looks pretty good. I could enjoy a book like this just based on art alone. But something tells me the interiors aren't going to look that way, are they? This will be a bit of a treat for Young Justice fans. It'll come 1 month after that series' planned finale. This one-shot comes 2 years after a surprise debut in December Current Year -2's Batman Giants number 4 by Darrington and writer Brian Michael Bendis. She went on to be roped into Bendis' Young Justice title, appearing in that series for the past year. And for what it's worth, I mean, I don't have anything against the character. Notice that I haven't been saying shit about the character. It's all been about the career failure they hired to write her. But this is actually DC doing a little bit of something right among all the failure, because Ginny Hex is the perfect example of how you introduce a new character correctly. They introduced her as a fucking backup character, and everyone liked her, or at least enough people liked her, that, let's put her into Young Justice now. Like, oh yeah, she's still popular. Let's put her into her own book. This is how you introduce a new character. You don't kill an existing character or replace them with something more diverse. You don't do that shit. You introduce these characters as like side characters in other more popular characters' books. And if the fans like them, you spin them off on their own. Dude, that's what happened with Harley Quinn. Except Harley Quinn was introduced in Batman the Animated Series, if I remember right. And everyone loved Harley Quinn, so she became canon in the comics too. So DC was on the verge of doing something right. like, oh, we got this character that we just naturally introduced as part of someone else's story and everyone liked her. We put her on another team and people still liked her. She's popular. We're going to put her on her own book now. Let's get someone who's never released a success to write her. What's the worst that could happen? You almost successfully introduced a new character, DC. Why fuck it up? They tripped right in front of the finish line, man. Oh man, I am so excited to tell you guys right now that finally, after about a year of build-up and shilling, we have launched Blade Devil on Indiegogo, and so far it is doing so well thanks to awesome people like you. If you haven't backed it yet, then please check the links in the description and check out Blade Devil on Indiegogo. You will not be disappointed. Looking forward to seeing you there.